you there, Tilly?
Good morning, Lucia. What's the matter?
Could you pick up my child and take care of him for a while?
What?
I'm busy, unlike you, so just do it for me, okay?
Hold on. This is just too sudden. Why do I need to take care of your child?
Well, I inherited the ownership of a luxury hotel my mother-in-law owned when she was hospitalized.
That's the first time I heard that.
It starts from today. A large group of visitors is going to be staying during the weekend, so I'm going to be really busy. Which is why I'm asking you, the mother who looks like she has the most time on her hands, to take care of my child. I'll probably be asking similar favors of you from now on, okay?
Wait, hold on. That hotel! My husband and I are going to be staying there over the weekend.
Huh? What? Oh, you at a luxury hotel?
We made a reservation 6 months back.
Oh? What's the occasion?
It's me and my husband's 15th anniversary. His parents are going to be taking care of his son, so there's no way I'll be able to manage your child as well.
Are you sure about this?
Huh?
The lodging expenses are $500 per night. Someone as poor as you won't be able to stay here.
We already made the reservation, so we obviously know the prices.
You knew and still made the reservation? You don't seem to be getting it. This is a luxury hotel. It's not some cheap lodging people like you go to. Do you understand?
Of course I understand that's a luxury hotel, but we're not as poor as you think we are, you know?
Is that so?
Anyways, I won't be able to take custody of your child. My husband and I have plans to stay at your hotel this weekend. We look forward to it. Good morning, Lucia. Is now a good time?
Oh, if it isn't Tilly. So you decided to take care of my child for me after all?
I'm talking about our reservations. We tried checking in earlier, but we were told it was canceled.
What?
The concierge even said that we had to pay the cancellation fee in full, since the cancellation was made this morning. But I don't remember making any cancellations, and neither does my husband. Care to explain what's going on?
What do you mean, explain? If it was canceled, it was canceled. That's all there is to it. Could you just pay the cancellation fees and go home? I'm busy preparing for the group of visitors right now. Just because we're friends doesn't mean I can give you special services. So go home.
But we didn't cancel it. Even if we can no longer stay here, I'm not going home until I get a satisfactory answer.
I said it was canceled. That's all there is to it. If you won't go home, I'll call the police.
Fine. I'll just ask Mrs. Eleanor, the real owner of this hotel.
What? My mother-in-law?
Is there anyone else? I wasn't going to call her since she's in the hospital, but an acquaintance of mine who works here as a waitress said she's fine now. Apparently, she can give orders in case something happens, so I'll ask her.
What? How do you know her contact information? You know one of our waitresses? Tilly?
Lucia.
Oh, finally, a reply. What did you do?
I told Mrs. Eleanor about what happened. She told me to tell you that you're fired.
Oh, what?
She also said don't call yourself the owner when you're just a waitress. She said she might have to fire you from your job as a waitress as well.
Why? It's true I was a waitress until now, but my husband has no female relatives, so I automatically become this hotel's proprietress now that Miss Eleanor is hospitalized. I was just trying to take over for her. Why am I fired?
I told Mrs. Eleanor that her reservation was canceled abruptly, so she asked the front desk about it. When they checked the security footage for this morning,
Security footage?
they saw you canceling our reservations.
What?
Apparently, you have high-quality security cameras that can capture screens clearly.
The cameras were that good?
Apparently, that being the case, Mrs. Eleanor said that the fake prophetess, Lucia Harper, needs to pack her bags and go home.
No, but this is my chance now that my mother-in-law's in the hospital.
Mrs. Eleanor is probably going to contact you later, but apparently she asked her nephew, who's experienced running a hotel, to take care of things while she's gone.
What?
Mrs. Eleanor's hospitalization was so sudden, so apparently she just got here.
What? She's already here?
Apparently, she was already going to come here next month to train under Mrs. Eleanor.
What? I wasn't the one who was going to inherit the hotel?
She said the staff was already told about it. You didn't hear? I find it difficult to believe that someone who can't even listen announcements is fit to become the next propertice. Not to mention that she just cancels the reservations of customers.
What? You're the one to blame. Poor people like you shouldn't come to luxury hotels in the first place. I was just trying to make sure you didn't throw away all your money.
Stop messing around. Why do you keep calling me poor?
But the things you wear are always so shabby.
What, shabby?
You only wear cheap clothes from fast fashion stores. The fact that you live with your husband's family, too? You have to depend on your husband's parents since you have no money, right?
Is that why you keep calling me poor?
You were probably lying back there, too.
You mean how Mrs. Eleanor's nephew is in charge while she's gone?
Yes, it's all a lie, isn't it? There's no way someone like you knows Miss Eleanor's contact information anyways.
I know her contact information from work.
What? Work?
I'm a writer for a travel magazine.
Huh?
The waitress I said who was my acquaintance, she's the one who showed me around when I wrote an article on the hotel.
A writer for a travel magazine? You?
I stopped writing when I got married and had children. But I decided to start doing it again thanks to my son and husband's support. I told my husband's parents about it, and I was able to get a job writing a special article for a travel magazine my brother-in-law is the chief editor of. The theme was luxury hotels a couple would go to for their 15th anniversary.
A special article for a travel magazine? And you chose this hotel?
Yes. The plans for an interview were ruined thanks to you, though.
Well...
While Mrs. Eleanor was checking the security footage, I was explaining the situation to my brother-in-law. Thanks to you, they have nothing to put in the special feature section, and trying to figure out what to do.
But why not just pretend there was never any cancellation? There are rooms available, so everything will be alright if you just stay there instead, no?
I think that's impossible.
Why?
The room me and my husband were supposed to stay at is now the playhouse of your children, because you can find anyone to take care of them, right? One of the waitresses checked the room because of complaints from the other customers. Apparently, they destroyed the shelves and cabinets and wrote on the walls and floors with a marker. The room was a mess, she said.
You're kidding!
I was planning on making that room the center of my article, but it seems that's impossible now.
I had no idea this would happen.
Also, it seems your children were taken away and scolded in the staff room.
What?
Where was their mother during all this?
Well...
You should probably just show yourself in the situation.
Tilly! Answer my calls! Oh, what should I do? My husband divorced me!
Oh, hi, fake propertice.
Oh, don't call me that, will you?
During yesterday's mess, you were cheating on your husband with another guy in one of the rooms, weren't you? Not only that, but you pretended to be in charge and made a mess of things, even ruining one of the hotel's best rooms. The article, which was supposed to give your hotel some publicity, was delayed, along with the campaign that was planned to start with its release. No wonder you were divorced.
Oh, can't you do something about this? My husband is suing me for the cheating. That alone is enough to make my head hurt. But I have to pay for the damages my kids paid to the room and all sorts of other fines. I don't even have a job anymore now that I was fired.
Oh, is that so? That must be tough.
Yes, it is!
Good luck.
Huh? What's with your tone?
I'll block you now.
Wait! I'm being asked to pay a huge amount of money! What am I supposed to do on my own? Tilly!
I couldn't really have done anything if I wanted. I heard Lucia's parents cut ties with her after this incident, and her husband got custody of their child after the divorce. She isn't close with any of her other relatives either, so she's completely on her own basically. The guy she was cheating on her husband with too disappeared after paying the fine. She now lives alone in a tiny apartment, without even enough money to move even if she wanted to. Apparently, she works part-time jobs, but is basically useless when it comes to work. Even though she's got tons of debt, it seems that it's only a matter of time before she gets fired again.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Becky! Are you really having a wedding ceremony? You have enough money for that? My husband makes good money. Do you want us to loan you some? Oh, but you probably wouldn't be able to pay it back. Yeah, forget what I said. You can't borrow any money.
We're more than capable of planning a ceremony within our means.
Really? You sure?
Kieran, I really don't know why you felt the need to have the same conversation with me every day, but being a two-income family does not make us poor. Some people like me have jobs they just like doing, even if their husband makes enough money to support the family by himself.
But my husband Kyle works at a huge company that pays him a ton of money, so I don't need to work. Why would you work if you don't have to? That just shows your husband doesn't make enough. I feel bad for you.
I'll thank you to not badmouth Trent to me. No matter what you may think, he's my husband and I'm proud to be his wife. Also, you really need to get with the times and realize that there's more than one way to make a marriage work these days. And you probably shouldn't make those kind of remarks to anyone.
Why not?
You're only going to embarrass yourself.
What's embarrassing about telling the truth?
Okay, well, don't blame me when you lose all your friends.
Oh, you're just jealous because you're dirt poor. I wonder what sort of wedding poor couples have. Oh, I can't wait.
You're unbelievable.
Hey, again, congratulations on your wedding. I hate to do this 1 minute before the service, but I decided not to go. Bye-bye.
Huh? Kieran, I wondered when you were going to show up, but now I see that you canceled. 1 minute before the service started? Geez, such odd timing. Almost seems intentional. Was this your plan all along?
Aren't you a smarty pants? Yep, that was the plan.
If you didn't want to come, you could have just said so from the start. I wasn't forcing you to come or anything.
But it was way funnier this way.
You think this is funny?
Oh, it is pretty funny, isn't it? Think about it. 1 minute before the service? It would have been better if you noticed sooner. Oh, that would have been awesome. I can just imagine the frustrated look on your face as you walk down the aisle. Oh, also, I didn't want to waste a gift on you.
What do you mean, waste?
You'd just pawn whatever we gave you to get money to pay your bills, wouldn't you? I'd feel kind of sad if the present we spent so much time and effort looking for ended up in some dirty pawn shop window. I'd rather just get something for myself or go on a group trip or something. And so, I'm going on a trip right now.
Good for you.
So we won't be coming to the wedding.
Whatever, have fun.
Ooh, somebody's angry.
If that's how you would have acted, I'm actually really glad you didn't come.
Hope you don't get too sad about us not giving you a present.
We already have everything we need in-house and didn't expect a gift from you or anyone else.
Oh, wow. How much did you have to borrow to buy all that stuff?
Nothing.
So you stole it.
The reception is starting. I'm gonna go now.
Enjoy the hot dogs and macaroni and cheese! Hey, Becky, you there?
Kieran? What do you want now?
Is the wedding over?
Of course it is. It's been over for hours now.
Oh, I didn't make it. But there's an after party, right?
Yeah. But I doubt you'd be interested, us being revolting peasants and all.
Ugh, are you still mad about that? Anyway, we came back for the party.
Why?
Sisters don't keep secrets, Becky. Why didn't you tell me your husband was a famous YouTuber?
How did you...
Aunt Grace posted a picture on social media.
No, I'm pretty sure I've told you about him before.
No, you didn't. He doesn't use his real name on his channel. I had no idea.
A lot of artists use stage names. His offline personality is way different from his videos, so a lot of people he meets never even notice who he is.
A bunch of his big YouTuber friends are there too. It's all over social media. I want to meet them too. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Oh, and Kyle is a big fan of your husband's. Can he get an autograph? I just subscribed to his channel too, so after he signs one for Kyle, I want my own autograph. Oh, and I want him to sign it, the lovely Kieran.
You're unreal.
So, where's the party?
You're not invited.
Huh?
Do you think I would just say, sure, Becky, come on over, after you belittled me like that? You canceled on the wedding a minute before it started. Mom and Dad are furious, and so are Trent's parents. Everyone knows what you said to me. Fortunately, they don't hold your atrocious behavior against me at all. But do you have any idea how much you've hurt us all today?
What's your problem? We're here now, aren't we? Can't we just let bygones be bygones?
No, you idiot.
Why not?
Because you're awful, that's why.
I want to come to the party. I can't miss this chance to meet so many famous people.
My wedding isn't a meet and greet.
Ugh, would you grow up already? Tell me where the party is.
Never.
Come on.
Go home.
You're so mean. Kyle got fired.
Huh?
It's all your fault, Becky.
What are you talking about?
Ever since Trent banned Kyle from his live shows, Kyle's been in a massive depression. He started taking time off of work, but I guess he forgot to call into his company, so they fired him for consecutive no-shows.
Oh, the ban. That's what this is about.
Why did he get banned? Kyle is Trent's biggest fan, and now they're brothers-in-law. Trent can't ban his own brother-in-law.
I heard what happened from Trent. Kyle name-dropped Trent to try to get into the venue without a ticket, and when that didn't work, he tried to force his way in. The venue security tried to restrain him, and he went crazy, so they had to call the cops. How could he not get banned after that? He has only himself to blame.
But why did he have to get fired?
Isn't it obvious? Everyone knows that you have to call into work when you take time off. Most companies have rules about no-shows like that.
But he's super sad. Shouldn't they give him a break given the circumstances?
Nope.
Really?
You never had a job in your life, so you may not know this, but the real world isn't a very forgiving place. Also, if Kyle wasn't feeling up to calling in sick himself, you could have called in for him since you're his wife and all. Didn't you think about that?
Why would I have to do it for him?
So you didn't then.
Are you saying this is my fault?
You can interpret it however you want, but I've got to get back to work. I have a ton left to do before I can go home today.
Oh, that's right. A job.
What now?
Get your company to give Kyle a job.
What?
I heard you actually work for a pretty big company, so...
Tell him to look in the Help Wanted ads.
Why would he do that when he has a connection like you?
What kind of power do you think I have here? I'm just a regular employee.
But...
Not to mention, Kyle was dead weight at his old company.
Dead weight?
One of my friends I invited to the wedding works at the same company. He told me all about Kyle. Even if I were in the position to be able to get someone hired into the company on my recommendation, I wouldn't ruin my reputation by recommending Kyle.
That's not fair. If Kyle doesn't have a job, what am I gonna do? I'm a housewife.
How about you work until Kyle finds a new job?
Me? Why would I do that? I got married so I wouldn't have to work. That was one of my conditions when I agreed to marry Kyle. So I'm not gonna work, no way.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun being broke then.
No! That's what I'm trying to avoid. That's why I need your help, Becky.
Kieran, let me be very, very clear. I would never in a million years lift a single finger to help someone who insulted my beloved husband and me.
Please?
You and Kyle are gonna have to figure this out yourselves somehow. That's what couples do.
Becky?
Welcome to the real world. Figure it out yourself and get a job, you moocher.
Aw, Becky, please.
The more desperate you become for my help, the less likely I will ever help you.
You really won't help me?
Mom and Dad feel the same way, so don't go crawling to them asking to move in with them. You're on your own.
There goes plan B. Why are you doing this? Why are you making me get a job?
Because you're a lazy, spoiled brat.
Come on, can't you give me anything at all?
I have nothing more to say to you.
Becky, don't go! Please, Becky, I don't want to have to work.
Their impending bankruptcy must have gotten Kyle to come back to his senses, because he immediately started looking for work. Unfortunately, word of his repeated no-shows got around, so finding a place that would take him proved difficult. He eventually landed a part-time job at a supermarket and is aiming to work his way up to store manager. Kieran isn't satisfied with his drastically reduced pay and constantly nagged him to make more money. Kyle got tired of her refusal to work, so he threatened to divorce her unless she got a job. Kieran called his bluff and said, "You wouldn't dare." But guess what? He dared. She tried to come crying to me for help again when the divorce was finalized, but I ignored her. It seems like she came to her senses too, and she's currently working the night shift cleaning the floors at a local dive bar. I'm glad to see she's at least taken her first step toward being a normal adult human being, but we'll see how long she lasts.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Tessa, are you there? That guy you brought over to the house today.
Done fantasizing now? You're creeping me out.
Liar.
Listen, Vivian.
What?
Do you have any conception of how delusional you are? Is there even a shred of self-awareness in there?
Huh?
Me and Max are going to be living together starting tomorrow. I'd appreciate it if you accepted he's not interested in you and refrain from doing anything embarrassing for all of our sakes.
What did you say? You two are moving in together tomorrow.
That's right. I thought I told you this before. I told you we were thinking about tying the knot, and that if we did, he'd move in with us here.
Oh yeah, I do remember you saying that. I get it now. Whatever am I going to do with that oaf? He can be so distant sometimes, but I guess communication never was his strong point, huh? A stable, high-paying career and destroying his hopes of marrying me in the process was both irresponsible and stupid. Accordingly, he now owes me compensation. Firstly, I want everything he put into his pension pot over the years at the company. Secondly, all his savings. Basically, I want everything he's got. Put it simply, he's to leave behind every last cent he owns before getting the hell out of the house and never coming back. As for you, you're to continue providing for me and Mom as you've been doing until now. You will also divorce Loser Boy immediately.
Thought my phone would never stop buzzing. Why did I have a feeling it might be you?
Anyway, where are you? Did you get out? Are you working overtime?
Nope, wrong.
Then you get your ass back to this house and get rid of this sweaty, Cheeto dust-covered neckbeard this instant.
If you're talking about Max, he already moved out.
Huh? He did? I guess I can't blame him. It must have been pretty painful to find mine and Mom's permission.
Thanks, sis. Have a nice life.
Missed call. Missed call. Tessa, what's the meaning of this? What did you do? What are you thinking?
That's weird. I was sure I said I was cutting you out on my life. Do you struggle to comprehend basic English? It's barely been 5 minutes.
Stop it. Be serious. This isn't a laughing matter.
What's wrong?
The $750,000 you left behind. It was toy money. When I opened the briefcase, it was all pretend $100 bills from some kid's board game.
Oh, that? Max bought those fake bills in the briefcase as a joke for last year's New Year's party at work. Now they're all yours. You can keep the briefcase too. Maybe it'll come in handy when you're homeless.
What?
Sorry, sweetie. That's all the money we could afford to leave you. Space was getting tight for us and we had no idea where to put it. So we're actually really grateful for you taking it off of our hands. Thanks for helping us declutter.
Oh my god, this can't be. Why are you doing this?
Huh, interesting. I was sure you gave us the all clear to leave after I told you how much money you were getting. Did you forget?
I only said that because I thought the money was real.
Anyway, my dearly beloved sister, I have to remind you that we already cut ties, which makes you a stranger to me now, and I don't message strangers. I mean it this time. And just to be sure, I'm blocking you. Take care.
Missed call, missed call, missed call. No!
With that, both me and my husband blocked by ex-mom and sister, who seemed to be in desperate state of panic. I wonder why they were so upset. Next, we moved into our new house together. We intentionally chose somewhere very far away, so no matter how desperately they look for us, there's no chance we'll ever meet again. By the way, I know you're probably wondering why my husband quit his job. You see, the money he was making from his side job finally surpassed what he brought home from the company, and things were going so smoothly that he decided to go full-time freelancing. I decided to quit my job at the same time to dedicate as much time as possible to helping with the expansion of his business. Now, we're not just husband and wife, but business partners. My jaw almost hit the floor when he agreed to move in with my mom and sister, but turns out there was a reason all along. He told me that when we finally did walk out of their lives for good, he wanted to slam the door in their faces so hard that their world would shake and they'd be left in speechless stupefaction. I think it worked, don't you? My despairing mother, due to having lost her only source of income with me no longer providing for her, turned to black market lenders as a last-ditch effort to stay afloat. Naturally, with no ways of paying back the loans, the interest piled up, and now the pair of them are up to their ears in debt. Last I heard, they're spending their days being terrorized by a gang of scary, bald-headed, leather jacket-clad debt collectors who don't take no for an answer.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey sis, long time no see. I can't believe how long it's been.
Start making sense? We're done here. Hey, actually, wait! How did you know I was married? I know for sure I didn't tell either you or Mom.
Your husband told me. I can't believe you got married in secret. Who even does that? Do you really think it's okay not to tell me about something that big? Not cool, sis. Dad was furious too. You should have seen the look on his face when he found out.
Oh, come on. There's no way in a million years I was ever gonna let him know. Try looking at this from my point of view. Why would I tell the scheming lowlife who stole my husband, or the double-crossing dad who blindly covered for her anything at all? To tell you the truth, I didn't want to tell Mom because she was the only one who actually had my back throughout the whole thing. But I knew that if I did, it would only be a matter of time before word made its way to you. At which point, I probably would have had to deal with your petty games all over again. Fuck? I see. But why would you pay me compensation? I still don't get it.
Well, this whole thing got me thinking, and I figured that when people divorce, most of the fighting is usually over possessions and money, right? Which is why I figured I could just pay you off to hand Ryan over to me. With that, you'd quit your complaining, and I'd have your husband all to myself. Do you understand now? Okay, great. Now be a darling and go hand in those divorce papers. If it's money you want, I'll pay whatever you want.
Okay. I see. I think I finally understand where you and Ryan are coming from now. Okay, fine. I'll do exactly as you say.
Really? Thanks so much, sis. You're the best. So, how much do you want? Don't hold back. You can have as much as you like. Just say the number.
I don't need your money. Forget about the compensation.
Gee, really?
The idea of receiving even a single other than Ryan. Ryan's just my ex-boyfriend from college. We dated for 2 months before I ended it. He was jealous, controlling, manipulative liar. He stopped me going out to see my friends, smashed up my phone, and wrecked my apartment. I finally managed to get rid of him when he basically tried to kidnap me and drag me off to live with him and his parents in the middle of nowhere. After that, he stalked and harassed me for months on end. Thankfully, I haven't seen him in years now.
Huh? No. Wait, what? There has to be some kind of mistake. What are you talking about? Jealous? Controlling? Manipulative? He smashed up your phone? He wrecked your apartment? Kidnap? Stalking and harassment? What the... Explain!
Oh no, don't tell me you married him without knowing any of this? I gave in and started dating him after he practically begged me to give him a chance. But he completely changed from the moment we got together. He banned me from speaking to other guys, took my phone, and deleted every guy from my contact list. He stopped me going outside during the day because he said guys might try hitting on me. When I told him I wasn't going to be a prisoner in my own home, he snatched my phone, threw it on the floor, and stomped it to pieces. That was when I knew he was seriously bad news, so I told him I was breaking up with him. After that, he started showing up at my apartment day and night. He'd bang on the door and yell at the top of his voice like some escaped mental patient, only leaving when I told him the police were coming or he heard the sirens. One night, when he'd been drinking particularly heavy, he kicked my door clean off its hinges.
What?
Then he barged his way in, restrained me, and ordered me to drop out of college and move in with him with his parents in the countryside. He just kept yelling, "You will be my bride! You will be my bride!" like a man possessed. I genuinely felt like he was actually going to kidnap me and drag me off to the countryside right then and there. Thankfully, one of the neighbors had heard the commotion and called the police, who piled into the house and arrested him the moment they saw what was going on. With that, what I was sure was about to turn into an actual kidnapping attempt was thwarted, and I thought my nightmare was over. But then they released him on bail and he started stalking me. I was so terrified and desperate to get away from him, I moved out of the state, but he followed me.
Wait a sec, this can't be. Are you saying he lied about you and him being married? Are you saying I just gave birth to a baby with a man who wasn't your husband?
Firstly, most normal people don't go around trying to give birth to their sister's husband's children. Secondly, no, he was never, ever my husband. I'm guessing he thought he could get close to you by lying about me and him being married, and use this as his way in to resume his obsessive harassment campaign against me. Knowing what he's like, he's most likely manipulating you, using you as a tool to get to me.
No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be happening. Did Ryan trick me?
The fact that you didn't know about any of this until I just told you means that, yes, he did. He's been hiding his true colors from you this whole time. But something tells me you'll be seeing them before long. Now you're married with a kid, he has you trapped right where he wants you, and you have no way out.
Huh? Trapped?
I'm guessing he'll propose to you and him move in with his parents in the countryside over the coming days or weeks. And when I say countryside, I mean so far out in the sticks that you barely even get a cell phone signal. I never got to meet his folks, but I'm guessing since he was so desperate to move me in with them during this reign of terror, they must be just like him. Something tells me things are about to get real rough for you, Lisa.
What? No! You can stop it now. You've had your fun. This is all one big silly prank, isn't it? I'm not laughing, you know.
Whether you believe me or you don't is entirely up to you. But surely you understand now why I didn't want any compensation for you? Because Ryan isn't my husband, and he never was. I had no right to ask you for money, and you had no reason to give me any.
What the hell, Cassia? You're horrible. Evil. How could you let me do something like this? Why didn't you tell me anything?
Oh, is this somehow my fault now? That's funny because from where I'm standing, it looks like you got absorbed in these absurd, misunderstood delusions all on your own. Don't go blaming me for the mess you made.
But what am I supposed to do now? Help! What do I do? Tell me, please. You're married with a baby now. Ugh. I had no idea Ryan was that kind of guy. You let me walk right into this. You let me... Please help, Cassia. I'm begging you. You know him, right? What should I do? I don't want to get myself dragged into the middle of nowhere to live with the freaking Addams family.
What am I supposed to do? This is way above. His parents then immediately took Kaisa's baby boy, preventing her from seeing him at all, and forced her to be their live-in maid. When my dad found out about what had happened, he embarked on a heroic one-man crusade to rescue his unfortunate daughter from the clutches of her deranged captors. This morning, after a long drive through the night, he barged his way into Ryan's parents' house, which quickly descended into scenes of indescribable chaos. The carnage is still going on as we speak. This is inevitably going to lead to divorce. But knowing Ryan, it's a battle that will be as vicious and hostile as they come. I hate to say it, but this is why it's probably not a good idea going around trying to steal other people's boyfriends and husbands. What goes around comes around. For my poor mother, who had put up with Elisa and my dad's shenanigans for far too long, this was the straw that broke the camel's back. She finally committed to the divorce she'd been thinking about for years. The moment she found out Dad was away in the country, she used his absence to file the papers and move in with her parents. How do I know all of this, you ask? I found out through one of my mom's relatives. I can't tell you how relieved I was when I heard. I finally deleted Elisa's number, which I'd only held onto all these years for my mom's sake. Soon, I'm planning on heading over to see her for the first time in almost a decade. Here's to mending fences.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good afternoon, Wyatt. How's it going? Is now a good time?
Hey Rachel, I'm good, thanks. What's up?
So first, there's something I want to talk to you about. Then, I have a favor to ask you.
I don't mind, but my break's gonna be over soon, and I don't want the boss to give me a hard time, so make it quick, okay? It's been a real pain in my backside this past week.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, honey. Okay, short and sweet it is. So, my friend invited me on holiday to Guam.
Guam?
We'll be gone for a week from Sunday the week after next. I was wondering if I could ask you to do something for me while I'm gone. There's no way I can leave our little boy home alone for a week. He's only 7.
Oh, right. I see. Well, I do just so happen to be working remotely that entire week, so it won't exactly be a problem. Still though, isn't this all a bit sudden? It would have really helped if you gave me a little more notice.
I know, I'm sorry, hun. My friend was actually supposed to be going with her sister, but she pulled out on short notice due to some urgent business and left her with a spare hotel reservation. She asked me if I'd step in to save the day.
Oh, I see. You know what? I actually think it's good to go away for a break every now and then. It should do you good. Sure thing. Leave everything at home to me. Spread your wings and fly.
Oh, I'm so relieved to hear you say that, babe. Thanks a bunch. All right, I'm gonna head down to the mall to buy some holiday essentials. Good luck with the work. I hope the boss eases off on you. Thanks again, Wyatt. You're a star.
Don't mention it. Catch you later, babe.
Hey there, Wyatt. Long time no see. You busy?
Huh? Indigo? No kidding. It's been ages. What's my adventurous globe-trotting sister doing messaging me out of the blue like this? How's life abroad treating ya? You used to it over there yet? Must have been a lot to take in at first.
For sure. It took some time to adjust. I guess I am getting used to it now, though, little by little. Putting that aside for the moment, there's something important I need to discuss with you.
Something important? What is it?
There was like watching a pair of loved-up teenagers. Anyone would think they were boyfriend and girlfriend. I wouldn't be messaging you like this if I wasn't certain, and I'm so sorry to have to be the one to tell you this, but I'm dead sure that's what's going on.
Wow. I see.
I panicked and I didn't know what to do, so I just took out my phone and started taking pictures while they weren't looking. You can see their faces pretty clearly. I'll send them to you soon.
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, sis.
Don't be silly. You're the last person who should be apologizing. I need Wi-Fi access to contact you here, so I can't reach you 24/7, but rest assured, if I find out anything else, I'll message you ASAP. Try not to worry, okay?
Okay, got it. Thanks for this. I'm really lucky to have a sister like you.
Wyatt, is now a good time?
I calmed down after doing a little digging and confirming my suspicions about the thing I remembered, so I'm feeling pretty level-headed now. Suddenly, everything makes sense. If anything, I'm thinking coolly and calmly about how I'm going to deal with my deceitful traitor of a wife when she flies back to the States.
I see. I'm flying back home today, so I won't be able to keep an eye on her like I have been doing anymore. I hope that's not a problem.
Sure, of course not. You've done more than enough, sis. I feel nothing but gratitude for what you've done for me. When I started digging myself, I was able to come up with heaps of evidence of the affair right from the comfort of the house here in Florida. To think people hire investigators for this kind of thing, I barely even had to try.
Huh? What do you mean? Like, what kind of evidence?
Her lover is none other than the husband of one of her friends and fellow moms from kindergarten.
Seriously?
His name's Paul. You might want to grab a sick bucket for this one, but apparently her pet name for him is Pollykins, and he calls her his Rachy Boo. It's hard to believe my own wife, a married woman with a little boy, would behave so deplorably. I can't even begin to imagine what drove her to this. She must have lost her mind. As for the proof, how long have you got? There's enough here to settle the divorce 100 times over.
Go on then. What did you find?
Before I tell you, you sure you got time? You don't have to rush to board the plane or anything, right?
I really should start moving now, actually, so you're gonna have to leave me hanging for a little while. Spill the beans when I land, okay? I'll message you as soon as I can.
Sure thing. Safe flight, Sits.
Hey, Maya, honey, I'm back. I just arrived at the station. Guam was simply amazing. What a beautiful country.
Welcome home. By the way, Rachel, there is a little something I need to ask you about.
What is it?
Who was the friend you went to Guam with? I can't remember if you told me or not.
Huh? Oh, it was just an old classmate from back in high school. We used to be best friends.
Man? Woman?
Obviously she's a woman. What do you take me for? Jeez, Wyatt, what are you like? Why do you ask? Wait, you don't suspect me of something, do you?
You tell me. Hypothetically, if I did suspect you of something, what do you think it might be? You know, if you had to take a wild guess.
Having an affair? Or something? Judging from the way you asked me, I wonder if maybe you suspect me of cheating on you?
Forget suspicion. Try definitive proof.
Huh? Definitive proof? What are you talking about? Oh my god, what?
This guy's one of your friend's husband, right? I've met him a few times myself, so I know his face.
Wait, how the hell do you have this photo? This should be impossible. What did you do? Did you go sniffing around behind my back?
Oopsie, looks like you're forgetting something.
What? Forgetting what?
It must have been 3 years ago now. Remember that time your phone was running out of space and you asked me to back up all the photos on it? Well, I used my immeasurable technical genius to upload everything to the cloud with my second computer. Naturally, being the one who uploaded them, I still have admin rights to all the folders.
You still have the photos from way back then?
To be honest, I totally forgot about them myself, but when I received word of what was transpiring in Guam, I remembered the photos and wondered if I might be able to find something conclusive if I fetched my old dusty computer from the attic and checked out what was actually in those albums. Lo and behold, I hit the jackpot. Well, that might be a strange way of describing a collection of thousands of pictures, your wife performing lewd acts with another man, but sure enough, I had all the proof I could have wished for. And such variety. The stuff in the pics ranged from the mild to the extreme to the downright bizarre. I didn't even know some of those positions were possible. I was grateful in a sense. It was really nice of you to save me the trouble of investigating myself or hiring someone by providing me with mountains of evidence like that.
Wait a second, no! This is all big misunderstanding.
Huh? In what way? How could the contents of these photos possibly be misunderstood?
You got this all wrong. Those photos aren't what you think.
Oh yeah? How's that?
I did this for you, baby. Listen, there's a perfectly logical explanation for all this. Just hear me out. So there was this guy who kept coming on to me at work, right? Now, I know how busy you are, and I didn't want to cause you any unnecessary worry. But I thought if he realized I was married, he'd back off. So I asked Paul if he'd take a few pictures with me pretending to be my husband. Then I sent them to the guys so he'd get the message and leave me alone. That's why we took all those photos. Oh, you silly Billy. you didn't think they were real, did you? I can see why you might think we went a little too far in some of them, but I figured if we didn't look genuine, the creep at work wouldn't believe me. I get this might be hard for you to believe, and I know it's a lot to take in, but don't you think instantly assuming I'm cheating on you?
That's funny. You also seem to be calling him Pollykins too. Is your girlfriend's name Paul?
No, well, it was all an act. How many times do I have to tell you? That was just Paul pulling on an act to try and help me get rid of that creepy guy at work.
I see.
Being accused of cheating over something as innocent as this is the last thing I expected. I'm honestly heartbroken you think that about me, Wyatt.
So, just to be clear about this, are you saying the contents of these messages doesn't constitute cheating?
Obviously they don't.
Okay, how about this one? Is this cheating? This one's from Guam, right?
What? How?
The date, time, and place are all included in the file data, so there's no way you're worming your way out of this one.
Wait, hang on a sec. Did we even take any photos like that? I'm sure we didn't. Who took this? What the hell? Were we being followed or something? This is so creepy. This makes no sense. How did you...
I forgot to tell you, but this isn't one of the photos I got from your phone. It came from a third party, shall we say.
Huh? Who?
You're never going to believe this, because it really is the mother of all coincidences. But my sister happened to be in Guam at the exact same time and place as you and your lover boy.
Indigo! She was there too?
The photo I sent just now is one of the ones she took. In fact, it was thanks to her that I even had any idea this was going on in the first place.
No. Hold on just 1 second. Shouldn't your sister be in Australia right now? I thought she moved down under for work.
She was in Guam to go to her friend's wedding when she saw you. Don't you think she did a good job? Your faces couldn't be more visible. This is about as good as anything a pro photographer could come up with in my book.
Oh my god, this can't be real. That photo should not exist.
What's wrong? Are you sad because you ran out of excuses?
I didn't make any excuses. Wyatt, please.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot to tell you. I told Pollykins' wife everything.
You didn't! Tell me you're lying, please. He'll be furious with me.
Did you really think anyone was getting out of this without facing the consequences? You reap what you sow, and that goes for you both. No matter how love drunk you might be, surely you're not naive enough to think I was going to let his poor wife continue being deceived by a lying, cheating scumbag like him. On that note, it just so happens that she's already done filing for divorce and it's going through court as we speak. She moves fast, huh? Apparently, she ordered the entire contents of Pollykins' savings account as compensation for his unfaithfulness. Oh yeah, and on the subject of compensation, it's also looking like you're going to owe me a hefty sum real soon.
Paul's wife filed for divorce already? Compensation? Lord, give me strength.
While you two were off smooching like loved-up teenagers and frolicking in the sand in Guam, me and her were making all sorts of preparations for the rest of our lives.
Oh my god. I never thought it would get out like this. Not now.
Regardless of however or whenever it got out, it was always going to come to this, and you'd have to be an idiot to think otherwise. Anyway, listen up, and listen good. You need to stay away from this house. Do not come home under any circumstances. I had all your belongings sent to your parents' house, so you have nothing to come back for anyway.
What the hell? You did what? No, you didn't. Did you tell my parents about this?
Obviously I did.
No! How could you? You had no right! Don't you know how strict my mom and dad are about this kind of thing? They're fundamentalist Christians, for crying out loud. They'll frickin' disown me because of you.
Oh, so you're saying you did what you did knowing full well how disgusted your parents would be with you when they found out. You really are beyond saving. Pathetic.
Stop it! What a horrible thing to say.
I don't think it's horrible at all. In fact, I think it's the perfect way to describe you. Anyway, there's no point in continuing this conversation, and to be honest, I feel sick just thinking about you, so any and all correspondence between us will be had through our lawyers from now on.
No, wait! No!
Goodbye. After I blocked her, my soon-to-be ex-wife had no choice but to move back in with her parents, where, just as predicted, she was met with nothing but unbridled rage, disgust, and contempt. In a torrent of righteous fury, her dad ordered her to sign the divorce papers and pay my compensation immediately, even if it meant going into debt, and swore in the Bible he'd force her to repent for what she'd done. A week later, the amount written on the compensation claim I sent her was paid into my bank account in full, and the divorce papers, complete with my wife's signatures, were sent off. Apparently, when she told her parents she'd done all of the above, they disowned her and booted her out of the house without a moment's hesitation. Last I heard, she's currently juggling several jobs in a desperate attempt to pay off her debts while living in a run-down old apartment on the outskirts of town. Naturally, I won custody of our son. He sure is a bright one. It turns out he actually knew his mom had been doing things she shouldn't have been. Isn't it funny how kids pick up on these things? When his grandpa asked him who he wanted to live with, he took a firm stance, folded his arms, and declared boldly and resolutely, "I want to live with my daddy." When I heard about what he said, with a tear in my eye, I resolved to love, to cherish, and to give him the most amazing upbringing a little boy could ever have. Here's to our future.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.